Joining me now to talk about all this is trial attorney Mercedes Colwin. Mercedes, where do investigators go from here? Because I have to believe that you see something like that as well, and it's uncomfortable to see, but clearly it could be evidence tied to a crime.
Great question, Nick, and that's exactly right. When you have evidence of this magnitude, where there's probably a chock full of DNA evidence embedded in that, and of course it's hard to difficult to look at, but that is treasure trove to any forensic detectives that are looking to try to tie as to who the killer was behind. And I believe that's the pantyhose they found regarding the 16-year-old Cindy. So there's a lot to unpackage here. Certainly something of the evidence of this magnitude is something that's going to be held by the forensics to determine if there's any link to Dennis Rader.
And Mercedes, can we still, or can they still recover DNA from a piece of clothing or this nylon stocking this many years later?
It's remarkable how advanced DNA forensic testing has become. 10 years ago, your question I would have been told you, frankly, that it's probably not going to be able to find any links to who the killer might be. But now, every day that goes by, the advancements are tremendous. So yes, it's likely that they could find, even decades later, just as these young women were missing in the 70s, decades later, they can retrieve traces of DNA. And interesting, because one of the victims that had been gone missing back in the 70s, they're trying to link her, and that is, I'm going to take Cindy. She goes by Cindy Kinney. It's Cynthia Kinney. 16-year-old was in a laundromat, and apparently there had been in Dennis Rader's diary, there had been literally a discussion about going on laundry day, air quotes here, and how interesting it was that he was stalking someone in a laundromat. Lo and behold, Cindy went missing, and then her body was found sometime thereafter. So they're trying to link it with diary entries from Dennis Rader. And of course, if they can find the DNA evidence, that would be a shoo-in for the prosecution to step in.
Mercedes, one of the things I was just looking at online is we know that Rader's daughter has been helping investigators, trying to speak to him and get information from him. How do you get Mr. Rader, who is now serving, 10 consecutive life sentences, to cooperate when he's already in prison for life? What is the benefit to him helping investigators?
Key question. And I've actually appeared on air with Carrie. She is a wonderful, wonderful person, tortured by her father's history. It's very sad. It's wonderful that she stepped in now to try to help investigators. She hadn't seen her father. It's been reported she hadn't seen her father for many years. She is now trying to coax him into helping in this case, in these two cases in particular, and any other cases that might be out there where he was actually the killer. And frankly, if she's able to coax him into any admissions, it can certainly help the prosecution at a minimum. Yes, he's got 10 consecutive life sentences. There's no chance that he'll ever see the light of day. Maybe at this point he'll have some consciousness and decide to actually help the families and give them peace.
Mercedes, even with this possible link of new evidence and him possibly being frail and not doing as well, this is also a description by his daughter that he looks emancipated and he's in a wheelchair now. Do you think that would prohibit prosecutors from possibly putting Rader back on trial?
Great question, because as a defense attorney, there's a couple of steps in order to ensure that your client has due process. One is that they are conscious of all the charges that are being made against them. Two, that they can withstand the rigors of litigation. And you're exactly right. Those are key points for a defense attorney to say at this point. He's in such frail health, it may actually deprive him of his life if you put the rigors of litigation on top of that. But those are things that the prosecution have to weigh, and of course, only if the defense raises it. So you won't necessarily see any activism from the judge necessarily, and the prosecution may decide he's already in jail for 10 consecutive life sentences. Why prosecute for these two? But get the admissions and speak to the family. What the families wish to do, if there is a connection between Dennis Rader and these two young women, then of course the families really can have a lot of say with the prosecution as to whether or not they'll go forward.
Because, Mercedes, correct me if I'm wrong, more than anything, families most likely want closure.
Exactly right.
Mercedes Colwin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.